This magnificent creature of the sky is also known as the bumblebee bat and/or kitty hawk-nosed bat. The kitty hog-nosed bat derives its name from its distinctive pig-like snout, as well as its large ears. Bumblebee bats are found in areas in Sa Yak National Park in the Kanchanburi province of western Thailand, and have also recently been discovered in Myanmar. The bumblebee bat dwells far from the entrance, deep in the most remote limestone caves in both Thailand and Myanmar. This is partially where the dilemma of the bumblebee bat begins. Most of the caves that the bumblebee bat thrive in are surrounded by precious forests that serve as protection to the entrance of their caves. However, since the 1950s, these forests have been completely clear-cut and are now dominated by teak plantations, which have disrupted their natural habitat. No effective conservation efforts have been made because so little is known about the bumblebee bat. They are very much endangered and at risk of extinction. Group size varies from as few as 10 individuals to as many as 500, although most caves contain around 100 bats. Because of the small group sizes, when their population is threatened, it is increasingly more difficult for these bats to repopulate. They are mostly solitary creatures who spread out across the ceiling of the caves and regroup only to hunt and mate. The bumblebee bat is insectivorous, feeding on insects located on leaves and twigs. They are also known to feed while still in flight. It is not known if the bumblebee bats have any predators. Their main threat is the annual burning of the forests near their caves in Thailand. The bumblebee bat would most certainly be classified as a specialist because they have such specific nutritional needs and live in a restrictive habitat. Very little is known about reproduction in bumblebee bats, but it is thought that they give birth to a single young in the dry season or late April each year. They will care for their young until they are grown and able to survive on their own. This usually takes about a full year. Immediately after, the female will get pregnant again and give birth to another single bat pup. This slow reproduction makes bats severely susceptible to extinction. This species is threatened due to its rarity and because of decline in its habitat quality. The population is estimated at between 200 and 2,000 in the wild, with none in captivity. Shortly after the discovery of this unique species in the 1970s, the kitty's hog-nosed bat came under the threat from disturbance by tourists and scientific collection. Such disturbance has led to some caves being abandoned in Thailand, but luckily, the inaccessibility of many of their roost caves has prevented the whole population from being affected and destroyed. Today, different threats prevail. In Myanmar, kitty's hog-nosed bat are impacted by the smoke and dust emitted from cement factories located close to where the bats forage. Many of the caves are Buddhist sites that attract a growing number of pilgrims for meditation. Unfortunately, this quiet activity still involves sufficient disturbance and may provoke the bat to abandon its roost. Another serious threat arises from the burning of forests near the bat caves, which destroys critical foraging habitat. The governments of Myanmar and Thailand have in the works a proposal to construct a pipeline between the two countries, which could potentially greatly impact this species through disturbance and habitat degradation. Another minor reason they are critically endangered is due to the fact that they roost in such small groups, causing difficulty for them to repopulate quickly when disturbed. This tiny bat is not only the smallest bat in the world, but also the smallest mammal in existence, and the sole living species in the family Crassionycteridae. Its extinction would not only be the loss of an incredibly unique species, but an entire branch of the evolutionary tree would vanish from our planet. So far, very few positive human actions have been taken to protect and preserve this majestic animal. The species is protected under the Wild Animals Reservation and Protection Act in Thailand. In 1980, Sa Yak National Park was created specifically to help conserve this species. However, some populations occur outside of the park and are not protected. very little is known about the status of the Myanmar population. In an effort to save the bumblebee bat, a species on the brink of extinction, it is imperative for conservationists to educate people and demand legislation protecting all populations in both countries. What can you do, you might ask? The answer is simple. You can take with you this message and share it with everyone you know.